We're getting close to the end. The next thing we're going to do is create the sidebar, and then we're going to change the footer. So if we look at our tutorial example site, you'll see that there's what's called a sidebar down the side of every page, and it has a search, a follow me, a get my resume section, a recent tweets section with some tweets, and that's it. So we're going to make this. And to make this sidebar, we're going to go into the dashboard and we're going to go under Appearance and click on this element right here called Widgets. So widgets are these pieces. See how search is sort of in its own box? That's a widget. Follow me is in its own box. That's a widget. Get my resume, that's a widget. Tweets, also a widget. So each element over here in the sidebar is a widget. So what we need to do is get rid of these widgets that came with our site and put our own in. So if you go into widgets, you'll see on the left, this is sort of like your content bin, your bucket of things that you can use. And over on the right is where they go. So we have a primary sidebar, a secondary sidebar, and then 4 footer widgets. So our primary sidebar is here. Our secondary sidebar, I believe, is underneath it, but we're not actually going to use the secondary sidebar. And then in this theme, we have footer sidebars, so we can put 1, 2, 3, 4 things at the bottom. So the footer refers to the bottom of the site, whatever's at the very bottom. And we can put 4 different things in the bottom. We're not going to do that either. We're just going to keep it simple and focus here on the primary sidebar. So we're going to click on recent posts and delete it. Click on recent comments, delete it. And we're just going to do that for all of these things that are already in our primary sidebar because we don't want any of this. This was put here automatically for us and we don't want it. So now that our primary sidebar is empty, if we go to our site and we refresh, we'll see that all this stuff goes away. We have just an empty space. So let's fill it. First, we're going to need a search. So we're going to look in our bucket over here for a search. There it is, Woo Search. And it's called Woo Search because it came with our theme. So we're going to add it. We're going to call it Search, save it, and that's all we need to do. Now we have Follow Me. So this is a widget called Subscribe and Connect. So we're going to click Subscribe and Connect, and we're going to drop it in, and we're going to call it Follow Me, and we're going to not click any of this. We're just going to click Save. Next thing we need is Get My Resume. This one's a little bit harder. If you look over to the left, you'll see there's nothing about resumes. There's nothing over here that tells us how we can make this resume thing. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to trick WordPress. We're going to go to Posts, Add New, and we're going to add a post. And it's going to have our resume. So we're going to put Read My Resume Online or Download PDF. So Read My Resume Online or Download PDF. That's what you want it to say. And for Read My Resume Online, we're going to click the link, and here where it says link to existing content, we're going to find the resume page and we're going to select it, and then we're going to do add link, and that's going to make this section, Read My Resume Online, that's purple, it's going to make that link to our resume. And then for Download PDF, we're going to do the same thing we did with the short codes to make a button. But first, we need to actually add our resume. So I'm going to search for my resume and add it here. Okay, I found my resume. I've turned it into a PDF. And I'm going to drag it in. You'll see that it uploads. Once it's uploaded, then there's a link over here to the right. I can copy that. I'm just going to X out of this. I'm not going to insert it into post. I'm just going to X out of it. I'm going to highlight Download PDF, click on Shortcodes, and I'm going to add a button. And I'm just going to add that link in, click Insert, and you'll see the shortcode appears. Now, here's where I'm tricking WordPress. I don't actually want my resume to be in a post. I just need WordPress to write this code for me, so I don't have to write it myself. So I'm going to click on text and I'm going to highlight all this code that WordPress just wrote for me, and then I'm going to copy it and trash this post. So move that post to the trash. Now I'm going to go back into my Appearance Widgets section, And over here under primary, I'm going to grab what's called a text widget. And you can see it says arbitrary text or HTML. So I'm going to grab that, place it in, and I'm just going to paste that code in. If I click save, you'll see that when I refresh my page, there's the search I added, there's the follow me, but it's not set up, and then there's read my resume online or download PDF. Now there's a few things that aren't right here. Follow me doesn't have my Facebook or Twitter or anything. Resume doesn't have a title, so we're going to fix that. Go back into your widgets, and we're just going to add a title to our resume, and that's going to take care of the resume problem. There we go. Now it says resume. Now here where it says follow me, this is something we have to fix elsewhere. So we're going to go into our dashboard, we're going to go to simplicity, theme options, and you'll see that there's a section called subscribe and connect. This is what we need to work with. Here where it says connect settings, we're going to click on that, and we're going to have to give the URL to all of our social media that we want to appear here. So you don't have to do all of these, just do whichever ones you want. Now I happen to know these off the top of my head. What you can do is you can just go to Twitter, log in, go to your profile, and copy the link. So there's the link to my profile. You can see it has my name at the end. So if you don't know these off the top of your head, that's fine. Just go to your profiles and paste them in. When I click Save All Changes, you'll see that my sidebar now works. I've got Twitter, I've got LinkedIn. It's got this RSS feed that I don't really want, but we're just going to disable it right here. Save All Changes. I don't really care if you have the RSS feed or not. But now I've got Twitter and LinkedIn, and I can add more. So we're almost done with the sidebar. The last thing that we need is this recent tweets section. This one is a little bit confusing. I have another video that I'm going to show you on how to do that. That's going to be in the playlist after this one. So we've got the sidebar almost completely set up. All we need to do now is get our recent tweets in there. So the next video will show you how.